Hello everybody, welcome back once again. We are playing the Chrono Cross Remaster. Just starting out here in the homeworld, and I'm going to do the Dario fight now. This is honestly earlier than I would normally do this, but I wanted to do it as early as possible. So let's go over what we're going to do here. Basically, Dario, it's going to be almost entirely a physical-based fight, although that's kind of generally been the case if you've been watching the other videos. So as far as elements here that Lynx has, I do have a bunch of buffs, although I don't know that I'll be using them that much. I do have some recover elements, actually quite a few recover elements, as well as a revive on him. Fargo is going to be one of the main buffers and healers as well, so he's got a revive element there, a bunch of eagle eyes, some strengthens. Also the revive here for his rank 2 as well, and then again a ton of heal all elements. You can actually buy these right now in Termina. I think in the I think that has to be homeworld as well. And so yeah, we'll be doing a lot of healing with him. And then you have to have Riddle. She's required for this fight. Again, kind of same deal here. A lot of buff elements. Bunch more buffs. Cure, turn white, recover all, cure plus. Yeah, again, just a lot of like healing elements. And then as far as equipment goes, I'll just take a really quick look here. So we've got a Stone Swallow on Lynx. Also the Stone Mail. Dragoon's Honor, Power Glove, Dragoon's Gauntlet. The Dragoon's Honor on Fargo as well, and a couple of Sight Scopes just to really bump up his hit percentage. Stone Sword, Stone Mail. And then Riddle has the Denadrite Rod, a Stone Vest, which is a little different. I went with a little bit more of an evasion type setup for her. And her evasion is at 29%, so hopefully I can avoid some physical attacks because of that. Also, I do have the Moon Glasses just to reduce any damage that she does take, as well as the Defender, again, mostly for the evasion, and same with the Kung Fu Shoes. This is basically as good as it's going to get right now. There's some better evasion items later on, but I just don't have access to those. So, anyways, let's head on into this to the hut here where Dario is at. Yes, this cannot be. Are you Dario? But of course you are. This is another world. You are alive and well in this world. Are you saying you know who I am? What did you say? No, this cannot be. Do you know this man? It has been 4 years since this man washed ashore, clinging on for dear life. Every day was a battle between life and death, but miraculously he made it. However, this man has no recollection of his past whatsoever. Yes, Dario, you do not remember me? Okay, now this doesn't really make that much sense, because Riddle is not from this world. Unless she assumes that, you know, Riddle would, or Dario would know a Riddle right from this world. But again, minor issue there with the dog. I may be the Riddle from another world, but every day I have always, and yet you do not remember who I am? Again, this doesn't really make that much sense. Riddle, that name moves my heart. I have a feeling I have lost someone very dear to me. Forgive me, I just cannot remember. If only there were something to reawaken your memory. Yes, I know. Take a look at this. And this is, you do have to have the pendant from the Isle of the Damned, and, you know, obviously the salt and pepper fight there. To, I guess, to keep, continue on with this scene. Anyways, this pendant is a memento from your mother, and a gift you gave me when we got engaged. This is, try to remember. We have been together since we were little. Again, no, they haven't been. And we will continue to be. I will always be there for you, Dario. Riddle, run. Arr. Arg. Riddle, that's right. Riddle. This is bad. What's wrong? No, don't touch him. Ah. What the? The Masamune. Dario. No, Dario, do not touch that sword. Riddle, mein sword thirsts for your blood. I knew it. The Masamune never actually disappeared from Death's Gate. It just returned to its rightful owner. Wait a minute. Then that means Dario's still... What really happened? I thought Dario died fighting the demons on the Isle of the Damned. Actually... And now we get the truth of what happened. And the reason why these two events, right, the events with Salt and Pepper on the Isle of the Damned are linked here with this scene. Is that the Masamune? Dario, what do you think you're doing? Die. Death to all living creatures. Don't tell me it's that sword. Dario, let go. Stop, Dario. It's me, Karsh. Damn. Kill me, Karsh. Hurry. No. Do it, Karsh, or else I'll... No, Dario, I can't. Please snap out of it, Dario. You idiot. I gave you a chance. You cannot beat me. You are but a mere mortal. Who the... First I will dispose of you, and then... Riddle. I shall let the Masamune sate itself on Riddle's blood. Damn you. Crack. Yeah, I like that Riddle being in danger is what really, gets Karsh to react here. Dario, what have I done? Pathetic fool. You are... Dario was killed by demons. Understand, Karsh? But are you going to tell everyone about what you just did? Are you willing to tell Riddle that you murdered Dario because he was possessed by the evil sword? Do not worry. Do as I say and everything will be just fine. Dario. And then here I assume Lynx takes the sword to the Sea of Eden or Deathstorm. Dario was possessed by the Masamune. Prepare yourselves. I guess there's no way out of this. We cannot face Dario in battle. To abolish the darkness, we must defeat the Masamune. It is the only way to save Dario. Face the enmity of my sword. Okay, so let's get this started. I do want to point out, so I actually did this two different, actually, well, I should say I made a few different attempts at this, but my first successful attempt was actually, I literally one-shot this, which was kind of unexpected, but I did get a little bit lucky, but I also did forget to steal, and so I was like, I don't think I'll keep that. So my subsequent battles here, I found actually that the diminish element really helps here. So I think diminish is a 6 plus or minus 2, which means you can put it in your or a level 4 slot, which I think makes the most sense. So that's what I did here, and I started out with that right away. That definitely felt like it did some serious damage reduction. There, normally Dash and Gash was one-shotting Fargo, so here it's leaving him with a little bit of HP left. So I can't recommend that diminish element enough. That really helped out. And since I'm going, with mostly physical attacks here, like, the vast majority of my, well, actually almost all of, it may be actually literally all of my damage coming from physicals. I don't think I did an actual attack element here, and I don't think that's a good idea. Attack elements cause Dario, basically anytime you use an element on him at all, it causes him to respond with something. So like, I think towards the end of the battle I'll use a Pillage, which is a blue element, and it actually causes Dario to use the weaken element on Fargo, so he always responds to elements used on him with an element of the opposite color. So again, just keep that in mind, and you just honestly really don't want to be using elements against him. There's some ways to kind of cheese him. by using like, if you've got the black plate, you can throw that on Riddle and then have her use like a white element on him. And then he'll just like periodically, cast black elements on her as long as she like kind of is alive. Which is, again, pretty kind of crazy, and one of the things that you can do that'll really help out. But I don't have the black plate right now. I don't actually have any of the, haven't done any of the dragons yet. Because I wanted to see how early I could take Dario down. Again, there's actually some strategies that work really, really well if you've already done some of the dragons, but just not an option here for me. As you can see here, doing a lot of Eagle Eye and then a Strengthen. I think I used Turn White from Riddle on Lynx as well. I'm not sure. I didn't catch if I did that or not, but that's another way to get a little bit more damage. And actually, Lynx able to do around 200 with a rank 3 or level 3 attack. So able to really do some damage with that combo. Yeah, man, he's really going to town. I actually kind of wish that I would have. Maybe I'll just try this again later on in the game. I'm really kind of curious now about evasion builds because I've never done them. It's kind of weird too. In every other game or every other time I've gone through the game, I've never really, tried evasion to see if it's any good. And here with a fight like Dario, I mean, aside from dash and gash, there's just nothing that you can. Well, not nothing that you can do about that, but evasion's not going to help you out in that way. But he does do, you can see here, a lot of physical attacks, and so I'm really kind of curious now if, and I should say I regard Dario as the hardest fight in the game. I don't think it's even really close. Even I think the final boss is a lot more difficult than Dario himself. But anyways, I'm very curious now about evasion. So I'll definitely be thinking and maybe trying some more evasion out later on in the game. And again, it's kind of funny. I never really thought about like the difference between the Vests and the male, right? The Vests obviously have worse defensive stats, but they have good evasion, whereas the male has better straight stats. And I don't know. I think that maybe there's a case here that certainly for maybe some battles like this, that wouldn't be so bad. But there, I missed who that was. Was it Riddle that ate dirt? And here she I think that she ate it again. Lynx has one of my revive elements, and then Fargo has the other two. And I mean, if anybody's going to go down here, it's likely going to be Riddle. She's just, doesn't have that great of defense, and I mean more so it's because of her lack of HP. But again, and that's also why I keep the revive elements on the other two, just to revive and Lynx. I want him dealing damage. I don't want him using too many elements here because otherwise you're just going to get bogged down in healing, and in my opinion it's better to let Fargo do that. I should say I also did bring Fargo to Steel, but I'm waiting until kind of the end of the battle when I know he's about to die, because I don't want Dario responding with a bunch of red elements, and that's what he'll do. I noticed that if I tried to steal early, Dario was using a bunch of really powerful red elements on Fargo. And again, kind of one of the things that you could do is if you've already done the battle with the Fire Dragon, you could equip Fargo with red plate, try to steal right away, and then Dario will try to hit him with red elements constantly, which will just heal him. But again, not an option for me because I am doing this, again, as early as possible. And I should say the reward for this is the Mastermune, which is amazing, or Mastermune, I guess is probably the way it's supposed to be pronounced, but which is, in my opinion, Lynx's best weapon. It actually is, again, in my opinion, better than the Spectral Swallow, which is the rainbow weapon. But and the reason for that is the Mastermune has a really high crit rate. And I mean, it's just going to, kind of amplify the way I've been playing this whole time anyway, which is, going with physical attacks and, you know, it's going to be a slaughter fest from here on out, and Lynx is going to be, you know, just wrecking. So very excited for that, which again is also why I wanted to get this really early. I wanted to actually use the Mastermune against the dragon, so hopefully those battles will be going very smoothly. So we'll see, but anyways, yeah, just trying to build up some. Looks like I'm trying to build up some elemental power here. I was kind of running out actually of heal elements, which was kind of funny. It's better. It's really better to be using Riddle to do the healing and Fargo to do the buffing, although it just doesn't always work out that well. And yeah, I mean, I gotta say, it seems like the diminish element has lasted this whole time. Excuse me. I think that Fargo was normally getting one shot by Dash and Gash, and then I noticed that once I used that diminish element, he wasn't getting one shot by it anymore. So really the name of the game here is to try to keep everybody topped off as well as possible. You know, just because you don't want to get one shot by that Dash and Gash ability. And yeah, it actually just did end up working out really well. What did I use Snake Skin on her? Okay, interesting. That's a weird choice. I guess probably mostly because I was running out of healing elements. And then, yeah, look at that. I mean, Sonic Sword never really does that much anyway, so that's not really much of a threat. Actually, it would be great if that was all he used, right? But, all right, so here he was getting low, and I was like, okay, well, now it's time to steal, and I did not want to screw this up and fail a pillage, so just pillaging him there, getting the perfect Pendragon Sigil. Now, so one kind of fun thing here that I noticed is that it looks like they've swapped his steals around. In a lot of different places I'm seeing, and maybe this just applies to the old, the original Chrono Cross, but it's saying his common steal is a Nostrum, whereas his rare steal is the Pendragon Sigil A. Now again, they've renamed that to the Perfect Pendragon Sigil in this version of the game, but also the Perfect Pendragon Sigil is his common steal, and the rare is actually the Nostrum. So again, it looks like they've swapped that around for this version of the game, but just kind of one of those cool things I think that, and obviously that's very nice. I would way rather get a Pendragon or a Perfect Pendragon Sigil. There I got the Dreamer's Bandana as my reward. I believe that's the common drop, and I've seen, which I assume is going to be the rare, is going to be the Perfect Pendragon Sigil. But again, I can't say for sure, and I'm not going to do this battle a bunch of different times right now to try to figure out if that's indeed the common drop or not. In the two victories that I did have, though, that was what I got. So I assume, at least as far as the drops go, that hasn't been switched around. But very interesting that it is the steals that have been swapped. But anyways, all right. So here, you know, the Masamune now is remembering that apparently. So I should say, Masa and Mune were the parts of the Masamune from the original Chrono Trigger, and Doreen was also their I think their sister, and Doreen was encountered later on in one of the other areas of the game, but. Yeah, so anyways, Dario here is recovering, so he says, man, oh yes, I had taken a hold of me. Forgive me, Karsh, for what I've put you through. I'll forget about it. Though your memory has returned, let us not forget the harsh reality which lies in wait. Come. Yeah, time to go take a look at the wrecked Viper Manor. But very fun fight. I have, you know, there's other ways to do this as well. There's some kind of fun things that you can do with... and actually using elements, but I don't know, that wasn't really something that I wanted to do, and honestly this did work really, really well, although I just have to say that diminish element was really, really nice. You know, just being able to basically survive. I mean, not every single ability, right, but I think Riddle probably might still get one-shot sometimes by dash and gash. But as long as everybody's kind of staying topped off, you should be all right. But again, plenty of other strategies that work as well. There is one where you actually do use elements a lot, but I don't know. I have some issues with that because it doesn't seem always very consistent. Although allegedly it's supposed to be, I don't know. I just have seen seen some issues where it really isn't all that consistent. So, anyways, I really like that. I think that diminish was really key though. So I definitely recommend doing that, especially if you're going to go this physical route instead. And yeah, I mean, honestly, that wasn't too bad. Dealing with dash and gash as his most strong ability. Not that big of a deal. So yeah. Anyways, here now, yeah. So Dario is basically just committing to rebuilding the Viper Manor, and good luck to him. My perhaps it's the time I came out of retirement. Time for one last hurrah! Ho, 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 ho. Oh yeah, bring it on. Okay, bring what on? Even though we may be from different worlds, the four divas are back in business. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't realize that before. But maybe -1. I don't think you're fit for battle yet. Forgive me, 4 years of isolation have taken their toll. Well, so technically it would be 5 divas, right? If Radius is back in business, right? Because it'll be Karsh, Zoa, Dario, Marcy, and then Radius. And then there it is, Riddle Snake Fangs. So that's her level 7 tech. I don't remember exactly what it does off the top of my head, but I don't really use Riddle that much anyway. Most of I'll be using Fargo from here on out for stealing, and then probably Sprig will be my final character. So I'll have 2 really strong damage dealers. Sprig will probably be going as the White Knight. And also, okay, so here, I just wanted to show you, so now that we have the Mastermune, the stats are slightly better than the Stone Swallow, but that crit rate is insane. So, as always, hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.